Thank you so much for joining us at our next episode of Commerce Unpacked with our friends over at Triple Whale. Today, we're going to be unpacking how to leverage data-backed insights for TikTok success. Today, we have on Mia Healy, the Director of Technology Partnerships at Triple Whale. Mia has spent 5+ years in the partnerships and e-commerce ecosystem and has a passion for building innovative partner programs and unlocking growth. ShipBob and Triple Whale actually recently launched our integration that helps merchants easily keep tabs on fulfillment costs, times, and more, all in their Triple Whale dashboard. So, with that, I will pass it over to you, Mia. Thanks for joining us today.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to chat with y'all today. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my screen and we will jump right in. I hope y'all are having a fantastic day today. So we are going to be chatting about how your brand can leverage data-backed insights for TikTok success. And before we jump in, I want to give just like a brief intro of who I am, because who am I and why should you listen to what I have to say? So like Lindsay said, I've been in the e-commerce world industry for the last 5 to 6 years. I started managing partnerships actually on the brand side of things for both a really large skincare brand and a fitness startup. Then I was really interested on the tech side of things, so I pivoted into tech. I worked at a variety of different tech startups, and now I have found my way to Triple Whale as our Director of Tech Partnerships, and I've been on the team for a little over a year now. I'm based in Orlando, Florida, where I've lived for the last 4 years with my 2 cats, Lily and Dylan. You can see them in the picture there. I'm a proud cat mama. And when I'm not working, you'll usually find me either reading, writing, or a lot of online shopping. You can see my library behind me and a little screenshot of some of the books I like to read. And lastly, I have a ton of admirations for all of you founders, owners, and operators out there. It is not easy to build a brand, especially now. So I learn so much from all of you every single day, and that's why I love working in this industry. Okay, so before we really dive into things, I want to give just a brief overview of what Triple Whale even is, so you can understand the angle that I'm taking with this presentation. So Triple Whale basically brings all of the metrics that your brand needs to know most into one easy dashboard. We combine attribution and a CDP so that you can understand basically where your customers are coming from and who your customers are. We make it really easy for you to understand, for you and your brand to understand which of your marketing campaigns are actually working, where you should put your marketing dollars. And then with that information, gathering all of that lovely customer data so you can better segment and target your customers and prospects as well. You can see some of those amazing integrations that we have here. We work really closely with Shopify. They're one of our key investors. So we have a really elevated Shopify integration. And like Lindsay mentioned, we just recently released a ShipBob integration, which is super exciting. We work with over 11,000 Shopify and Shopify Plus brands to help them make better data-driven decisions. You can see some of those brands here like True Classic Teas, Chamberlain Coffee, Kosas, Way, Portland Leather Goods, etc. All right, so now let's get into the good stuff now, the juice. We are going to be talking about 3 data-backed insights to help you better inform your 2024 TikTok strategy. TikTok is still somewhat of a newer advertising platform for brands. So if you are, contemplating on advertising on TikTok, these insights will really give you a little bit more confidence in doing so. Or if you are currently advertising on TikTok, but you're looking to elevate that and where you can better scale, I also have some insights for you. So we're going to cover both bases here. So the data that we're going to be covering is collected from our 11,000 Triple Whale Shopify stores, over 1 billion total revenue, and 10.8 million total orders. All right, insight number 1, optimize your strategy for low AOV products, low average order products. So the average AOV on TikTok is only $43. Now, the reality is that TikTok is a better platform for advertising lower ticket items. The question then becomes, why? So there's 2 major reasons for this. A, as most of us know, there's a younger demographic on TikTok, so that leads to usually having a lower budget. And also B, a higher number of impulse purchases. So the hashtag TikTok made me buy it. There's a lot of impulse purchases that happen on TikTok. And so obviously, as a consumer, you're more likely to impulse purchase something that is a little bit more affordable, likely under like that $100 mark. So that's why TikTok's AOV falls at that $43 range. So we've noticed that the top 3 verticals having the most success on TikTok are health and beauty, clothing, and fashion and accessories. Out of these three, clothing, I should have ordered this so that it was in proper order, but out of these three, clothing is actually the top performing. They crush it on TikTok. Okay, and then if you are a high AOV vertical, maybe you are home goods, maybe you are mattress or furniture, etc. I recommend trying to create some more education first content to gain some more trust with your prospects over time. So I included an example here of a high AOV company, which is a mattress company, Levitex, and this is how they're doing some educational content. And this video performed really well. It has over 7 million views and 331,000 likes. So performed super well. So this is just a content idea of what you can do if you have a high AOV product or if you are a high AOV vertical. I also recommend another example. Purple Mattress does a really good job of this as well. Instead of always advertising their mattresses, which are going to be in like the $2,000 to $4,000 range, definitely not an impulse purchase. So instead, they advertise their seat cushions, they advertise their pillows, because those are going to be lower AOV products and typically will lead to more impulse purchases, more likely to lead to an impulse purchase versus a mattress, which typically takes a little bit more education before you actually purchase something that large. All right, insight number 2. This one's one of my favorites. Treat TikTok as an acquisition channel. So it costs significantly less to acquire your customers on TikTok. So the data from our cohort of brands doing over 10 million in GMV, we found that the TikTok cost per acquisition is down 43% from last January. This is less than a third of what it costs to acquire a new customer on Meta. And the click-through rate is up 10% year over year. So what story is this data telling us? It's super clear that the ads are landing with interested parties, right? Because you're getting those clicks and it's really cost effective to acquire those customers. So it costs less and there's lots of clicks. So you can utilize this platform to really grab customers at a lower cost. TikTok conversion share is now 20% higher than it was last January. That means TikTok is taking more market share from Meta. However, though, Meta still has a much higher AOV. Remember what I said before, the TikTok AOV is like $43, whereas Meta's AOV is typically around like $90 to $103. But it also costs you way more to acquire those customers on Meta. So is it worth it to advertise those higher AOV products to brand new customers? That's kind of the question that you have to ask yourself when you're putting together that strategy. And this was a really interesting statistic because if your brand is marketing to the US market and advertising on TikTok, that potential ban, is probably something that has been on your mind and I know has been on a lot of brands' minds. So we actually found that the daily TikTok spend per shop is actually up 38.63% since the House vote. So the main takeaway here is that thousands of brands are relying on TikTok as a cost-effective source of acquiring their new customers, right? Like I mentioned before, it's really cheap. So we foresee this number continuing to grow as fear for the possibility of potentially losing the platform increases and brands are trying to acquire as many new customers as possible. And insight number 3, TikTok wins for brand awareness. So here are some stats about the state of TikTok in 2024. So there are over 1 billion monthly active users worldwide, which is insane. The United States, as of January 2024, was the country with the largest TikTok audience, and 90% of users visit the app once per day. So the reason why this is so important is because with that quantity of users on TikTok, this is a great opportunity for brands to engage and connect with millions of new prospects and tap into new communities. And so I want to chat a little bit about how community powers TikTok. So 76% of users say they like it when brands are part of special interest groups on TikTok. So this could be like fashion talk, book talk, clean talk, mukbangs, etc. So I highly recommend if you're a brand tapping into, of course, the communities that are expected of you, like hashtag food talk if you are a food and bev brand, but also trying to tap into unexpected communities like hashtag book talk if you're a clothing brand. And I actually included a example here that you can see. This is a boutique who did a great job of tapping into book talk. This video has over 290,000 views. And I like this because she's explaining all of the different wedding dresses that correlate with the different Hogwarts houses. So this is just one example. And, if you want to get some inspiration, I highly recommend checking out the, Explore page on TikTok and looking at some of these different communities and seeing how other brands are interacting with them. All right, brand and creator collabs. So the entire ethos of TikTok is storytelling, and TikTok knows people are visiting their platform to find new ideas, products, and trends. So TikTok has created the brand and mission solution that helps advertisers to actually crowdsource authentic content from other TikTok creators. So advertisers are then able to engage the community themselves to participate in these branded campaigns. And as we all know, over the last several years, authenticity is super important across all platforms, but especially TikTok. So authentic content is the best way to reach your ideal customer and prospect on TikTok. And what I really like about TikTok and advertising on TikTok, specifically for brands, is that cultural moments are happening on TikTok first. And the faster that your brand can jump in on them, the better. So here we have an example. I'm sure we all heard about the trend that was going on, girl math. So for example, girl math is a set of rules which are employed to justify impulse spending. I am definitely guilty of that, like every day of my life. So companies can take these really creative and fun cultural moments and bring attention to their products and services. So I included an example here from Ulta, who did a really good job of this. They made a TikTok advertising how a customer using their ultimate reward points can get $300 worth of product for free. This is a very simple and relevant addition to the conversation, while also highlighting an awesome benefit that you get as a customer when you're shopping at Ulta. So I thought they did a fantastic job with this TikTok, and it also performed really well. All right, you guys, and that is all. So let's go through our takeaways here. So the first takeaway, 1, optimize your strategy for low AOV products. Like I said, that average order value on TikTok is $43. So optimize for that AOV on there. But it also is really cheap to acquire your customers, which is takeaway number 2, treat TikTok as an acquisition channel. And then number 3, brand awareness is key. Engage in that community, collab with creators, and hop on those viral trends. And before I let y'all go, we have the Whaleys going on April 10th. We have an amazing speaker lineup. We are totally sold out of tickets, but we do have a live stream going on that will be on X. So go ahead and scan that QR code so you can secure your spot for the live stream and check out all of our amazing sessions. We have Harley Finkelstein, the president of Shopify, stopping by to do a keynote session with our co-founder and COO, Max Blank. They're going to be doing a Q&A, so it's going to be a really great time. Again, some amazing sessions. So definitely secure your spot there for the live stream. And then if y'all are interested in learning more about Triple Whale, feel free to reach out to me at mia@triplewhale.com. We can get you started with a 15% off discount. The cool part is we also have a free product. So if you're like not super ready to pull the trigger on another tech solution, we have a free dashboard that you can play around with and see if this is something that would be a good fit for your brand. So if you're interested, feel free to reach out to me. But it was such a pleasure sharing all of these amazing TikTok insights with you today. And yeah, we'll chat soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mia. We will also be at the Whaleys, so we're super excited for that event next week. Can't wait to watch the live stream from Milwaukee. I won't be there in person, but excited to support. And yeah, thanks again for joining us today, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Bye.